If you're a regular viewer of the Garage of Luke channel, you'll remember that 2 weeks ago on the last video we uploaded, I was driving a really horrible Vauxhall Tigra that I hated. And I said at the end of the video that I really hoped that I'd be coming back with something that was a little bit more enjoyable. And I can categorically tell you that I have, because what I've got next to me here is a Jaguar XF. And it looks like, well, it just looks like a diesel, doesn't it really? I mean, it's got big wheels on it, but there's no bonnet bulge, there's no big vents, there's no body kit at all. And I really like that, because hiding under this bonnet is not a 2.7 litre TDV6. Instead, it's one of my favourite engines of all time, the 4.2 litre V8 supercharged AJ V8. That's right, this is an XF SV8. I adore it. I love the sound it makes, I love the power it delivers, the linearity, but the main thing I love about this is genuinely the fact that it is the definition of a Q car. If it wasn't for the quad tips and the little SV8 badge, you would not think that all of your crockery and silverware was about to be stolen, but because it's a Jag, that is exactly what would happen. And in this, you'd get away, because it's got 416 brake horsepower. That is a lot. I've always loved the Jaguar XF. I think at the moment, with the way they've depreciated, they are insane value for money. I mean, the XFR, the kind of halo model, the top one, you can pick a decent one up for about 10 grand. The problem is you're always going to have that little kind of cloud hanging over you about, is this car going to blow up? Which is why I think this one actually makes an awful lot of sense, because you could go out and buy this car now for somewhere in the region of £4,000. 4 grand. That's less than £1,000 per 100 horsepower. It's a bargain. For your 4 grand or thereabouts, you don't just get all of that engine, you also get an incredible amount of spec. This particular car has the highest spec I've ever seen on a Jaguar XF. Not only has it got Bowers & Wilkins sound system, which is fantastic, it's got heated and cooled seats that work, front and rear parking sensors that work, rear view camera that also works. It's even got radar guided cruise control. I've been in cars with radar cruise before. My dad's van has it. And if you set it to the shortest distance, it sits a very safe distance back from the car in front, observing all of the usual road laws. This, no. It goes full on Jaguar driver V8 supercharged get out of my way mode and sits 10 feet from the car in front. And not only that, if you're approaching them at speed, it doesn't slow down gradually, it gets right up their bottom and slams the brakes. Obviously, that does make you look like a bit of a but I mean, it is a bit funny. In addition to that, this car's also been looked after quite well. You'll have seen the Peugeot I bought out of BCA and the life, let's say, that had lived. But at the front, this has got a pair of Dunlops. At the rear, a pair of nearly new Yokohama tyres. These aren't cheap. Someone hasn't just chucked budgets at it and gone, I'm going to chuck it through We Buy Any Car, which, by the way, UK CGR automatic sales. So somebody We Buy Any Car this car, and they'd owned it since 2013. When I found that out, I was expecting just a horror of potential issues that they've gone, I'm not dealing with that, I'm just putting it through We Buy Any Car. But I've done a little bit of mileage in this now, and I genuinely, with the exception of a slight wobble from the front brake disc, which is easy to sort, I can't really find anything that wrong with it. There's got to be a problem somewhere, surely. How can you get 416 horsepower of supercharged V8 goodness on 107,000 miles? It's not even done moon mileage for that amount of money. It doesn't make sense to me. Why isn't everyone buying these? And I think that's what I'm going to go for a drive and work out. Surely there's got to be a reason that these aren't really hot property right now. God, this has got some shove. I like this a lot. I will admit something. I did say a lot of the things on this car work. There is one thing that doesn't work, and it's currently saying coolant level low, although I have checked that, and that's not the case. In the history, it has apparently had 4 coolant bottles. It's had one like every 4 or 5 years. I'm going to take a punt and say that that's probably a common issue in that case. I mean, I've come from driving Kurt for the last 2 weeks, and that's, oh, I need to get onto a motorway. I must immediately go flat out through all of the gears, and then I'm doing 70. In this, it's gently touch the throttle, I'm doing 70. The other thing that's quite good as well is currently, because it's been doing some sitting about since I reset it, it's saying 16 mpg. But when I drove it back from BCA Nottingham, I was obviously in a car that I hadn't really driven, so I put the cruise control on at 70 and I just sat, and it did 34 miles to the gallon. That's out of a 416 horsepower supercharged V8, and these cars aren't light either. I mean, Jamie's Discovery does less than that. It probably won't come through on the in-car camera. But even as I'm sitting at 50, which is the current speed limit where I am at 1200 RPM, I can just hear the burble of a V8. And that's something that's very addictive. It's smooth. The Cat's adaptive suspension that this has also got, another option that was selected on this car, is fantastic. It just absorbs everything. It feels stiff and ready to kind of press on in the corners, and yet at the same time absorbs all of the imperfections you don't want to feel while retaining the ones you do, to know what the steering wheel's doing and what the front end of the car's doing. This is a really, really good car, and for the money you can buy these for, I don't think there's anything else you can buy that gives you this level of practicality with all the room in the back, the level of kit, the power, the performance, and the surprising fuel economy all at the same time. If you can think of something, let me know in the comments. I'll be interested to hear your thoughts, but I really can't think of anything. I finished tarting around and enjoying myself on the country roads, where this car really did shine. In fact, it punches above its weight for a large saloon car. Now I'm on the A1 going southbound, where I can sit on cruise control. The climate control is set just so, and it's just a lovely place to be. You're surrounded by this leather-wrapped dashboard, by wood, an interior that's just genuinely a nice place to be. It feels like a premium car, this. I'm heading down to a friend of mine's because there's something there that I think will draw attention to probably still my favourite part of this car, which is the engine. Earlier I mentioned that I think this engine works fantastically. It's a brilliant piece of engineering. I also mentioned that it's been in a lot of different cars over the years. I think you're really going to like what I'm going to be driving next because, well, because I like it a lot. Look at this. This is an L322 Range Rover with the same 4.2 litre supercharged V8 engine that makes that Jag that's currently just parked out of shot a car that I love. And I want to see whether this also improves the Range Rover, because as you'll know, I've got my 4.4 BMW V8 engined ex-police Range Rover. I like that engine. I've always said I think these cars are best with a petrol V8. I want to see whether this one is better. I have a sneaking suspicion that it will be. This car is gorgeous. Green, no tints, the interior is fantastic. As you can tell, a man of taste has owned this car and currently owns this car. I'm going to take it out for a spin. I'm going to find out if this engine improves this car. So I'm now out in Lizzie, the 4.2 supercharged L322. It doesn't really take me long to realise that this is indeed just the best engine you can get in an L322, or at least the best engine that I've experienced so far. I've had a 3.6 TDV8, a 4.4 BMW V8 in Inspector Derek, and a TD6, although the less said about the TD6, the better. The power delivery is smooth. You don't have to use much throttle, which again in most early Range Rovers like this one, usually it's a lot of throttle, not much movement. Whereas this is fantastic. It's effortless. You're protected somewhat from the volume of the engine in this. You know, you don't really get quite the same amount of supercharger whine or V8 rumble as in the XF, but that's not the point of a Range Rover. The point of a Range Rover is to make you feel as comfortable as possible and be very good at the job it does. The way this one in particular drives is fantastic. I mean, Joe usually runs a tight ship with his cars. He's a man of taste, and this car proves that beautifully. It's the right colour, it's got the right interior, it drives fantastically, there's no untoward knocks or bangs, it feels tight as a drum. And also, this is a testament to how good this engine is. It's done 163,000 miles. This isn't a low mileage car. I mean, the Jag's done 107,000, which is neither here nor there to me nowadays, but this has done a lot more, and it feels just as good, if not actually, I'd almost say it feels a little bit better, because it's in a Range Rover, a car that I adore. I do like an XF, but there's no beating an L322. This is fantastic. I'm very much enjoying this, and also very much enjoying the fact that the sun's now out, because it's been a bit of a miserable day, and in this, with the sunroof cocked, I'm having a very good time. This is a lovely car. So there you have it, two fantastic cars, improved even more by the choice of engine that's under the bonnet. This video has sort of ended up becoming a love letter to the 4.2 AJ V8 supercharged engine because realistically it's fantastic. It's pretty reliable, has fantastic power delivery, it's smooth, it's linear, it revs really quickly as well in both of these cars, which you wouldn't actually expect from, well, especially this one, and they are both great in their own right. This, a super sport saloon car that is very much as capable of doing a trip down to the south of France with 4 people and bags as it is taking you on a fantastic B-road blast where you can enjoy all 8 cylinders and all 416 horsepower. This, on the other hand, a very, very different car, still improved by its engine. I would argue that this is a far better car than my 4.4 BMW V8 petrol engine Range Rover because there's more power, more torque. It's a more refined and luxurious experience, which is what you want out of a Range Rover. This is a fantastic car to just float about in. You don't have to be gunning it. You can just enjoy the surroundings and enjoy the car. I would happily take either one of these cars home. I want to say a massive thank you to Joe at JDC Automotive for letting me borrow Lizzie. He sells quite a lot of Range Rovers, so if you're in the North London area and looking for an L322, he's definitely a man to call. This car, on the other hand, well, by the time you see this video, I'll have probably sold it. You're probably sitting there thinking, but you've just told us how brilliant this is and how much of a bargain these cars are. Why would you sell it? It's silver. It does nothing for me in silver. I will have another one, but it has to be in a colour. As much as this is a fantastic car, I also want it to look good. And I just don't have that. I need to turn around and look at this when I walk away from it in a car park feel that I would have with this. I've been Garage of Luke. I hope you've enjoyed watching this one. 8 grand for the pair of these roughly at retail and a combined 800 horsepower. What's not to love? I'll see you next time.